The desert wind carried dust across the streets of ancient Babylon as a tired group of guards pushed prisoners through the gates. They were terrified, broken from a long march, taken from their homeland far to the west. People the Babylonians believed were rebels stirring trouble near the edges of their empire. Children, elders, whole families. They were chained not because of a crime, but because a scribal error marked them as enemies. Among the prisoners was an old man who walked with a staff carved with strange letters. One guard asked him what they meant. The old man whispered, "They are the stories of my people." But the guard simply pushed him forward. The prison walls swallowed all of them. For years they remained in Babylon. Forced laborers, scribes pressed into service, families scattered across corners of the city. The Babylonians had made a mistake, and the world had moved on. Then one night everything changed. A new king entered Babylon without a battle. His name was Cyrus the Great. Historians still debate why he did what he did. Maybe he followed his own empire's policy of respecting local cultures. Maybe he saw value in loyalty rather than chains. Or perhaps he simply felt the weight of injustice. But the truth remains. Cyrus reviewed the prisoner records and discovered the error. These people had never rebelled. They had never taken up arms. They were captives by accident, swept into slavery by a bureaucratic mistake from a previous ruler. And so Cyrus did something no conqueror before him had ever recorded doing. He opened the gates. In clay cylinders now preserved in museums, he wrote, "I returned the peoples to their homes. I freed those who were in bondage." Among the freed was the old man with the carved staff. He returned home and began writing again, recording the story of how his people were taken and how they were freed. That writing would become one of the earliest recorded accounts of mass liberation in human history. A moment still remembered in religious texts and historical records. Cyrus's decision became so legendary that some modern scholars call him the world's first human rights reformer, all because he corrected a mistake that had chained thousands.